Currently in theaters is the latest Jason Statham action film in which he plays a working man. This is directed by David Ayer, produced and co-written by Sylvester Stallone, and it features Statham as a working man. As a former British soldier who lives in America. His wife has committed suicide. His young daughter is living with her grandfather, a psychologist who does not like Statham, so he just gets occasional visits. And Statham is trying to do everything he can to work up enough money to be able to, get his daughter back and have a wonderful life together. He works on a construction site owned by Michael Pena and his family. And you see early in the film, he beats off, that's not right the word for it, maybe it is, but not really, not in the way that you're thinking. He fights off some bad guys who come to try to shake down one of the guys in the construction site. So early on in the film, we see that this Statham is a badass and he can take out groups of people single-handedly. He has a nice relationship with the 20-something daughter of the Michael Pena and his wife, who works like as a bookkeeper. She works in the office at the construction site, but she's young and she wants to go. She's a great student and she's a great pianist, but she wants to go out and have fun with her friends. And there's a little agreement between Statham and the daughter that, he'll always watch her back, and she won't tell her father that he beat up all these guys on the construction site, bad guys. And that is the setup for the film, in which, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, this young daughter of Michael Pena gets kidnapped by Russian mafia human traffickers, and Statham has to work his way up to the top of that pagoda to find where she is and get her back before it's too late. So it's basically an excuse for Statham to really just do tremendous bodily harm to a whole lot of people, which in general, I don't ask for a ton of plot in an action movie. I ask, and we'll get to this in a moment, all I ask of an action movie is that the action be viewable and visually comprehensible and kind of fun and cool. So if you like a good revenge movie, if you like a Taken movie, you'll probably like this, because this is more or less the plot of a Taken movie. If you like any of the more recent Statham films, this is pretty much like any of the recent Statham films. I like Jason Statham. I just wish he tended to be in better movies than he is for the most part, but I think he's very cool and badass. He certainly can do the physical stuff, and I think he's just suave and cool and a badass mofo, So the action in the film, unfortunately for me, was not very good. I don't doubt that the stunt people, the stunt coordinator and performers created really good action, but it's all done shaky camera and fast cuts and the camera being too close to what's going on and it being fairly dark. And all you get is the impression that, yes, there are fisticuffs going on. And at the end, Statham is standing and the other person isn't. So I guess he won. It drives me insane. It's infuriating, because you're there for the action. You go to an action movie for the action. I always say it's like watching an adult film and all the sex scenes are out of focus. You can't see them. Well, then why are we here? So the storyline for the film is fairly ridiculous a lot of the time. It's pretty badass. Statham is badass in this film. He does things to people that are very grim and gruesome, but make you giggle because they're bad guys. If you like the Death Wish films, this is a film for you. It's got an interesting supporting cast. I mean, you have Jason Flemyng in the film. You have, as I said, Michael Pena, and not too many other people you would recognize. You have Arianna Rivas as Jenny Garcia, the kidnapped young lady, and she's good in it, but there are so many moments of ridiculousness. There are so many moments where somebody could just kill somebody and they don't, in order for them to escape, to keep the plot going. There are moments that are so cartoony in terms of the villains that it's kind of laughable. Some of it might be intentional, some not. The head of a fellow former military member that Statham has to sort of get his way through to find the next piece of the puzzle to get to the bad guys and the girl who's in trouble. He sits on a throne made of like motorcycle mufflers. Looks like a Game of Thrones throne or something like that. And it's just kind of ridiculous. All his bikers wear like Viking helmets and things. And it's the kind of movie that if I was watching with friends, there would be moments where we would be laughing a lot during the film, where we maybe weren't supposed to be laughing a lot during the film. I saw this at a matinee, a very surprisingly well-attended matinee for a film that's been out for a few weeks. And everybody there seemed to like it. So I think if this movie looks good to you, you'll probably like it. If you like the kind of movies that Statham kind of makes a lot, you'll probably like it. It has the real world ripped from the headlines theme of human trafficking, but it's done in a really cartoony way. And it's pretty silly. So your mileage may vary. I ultimately would say I didn't really like it, but I honestly was going to see it to kill some time, and it killed that time. But I just feel like it made me kind of want to watch other better movies that are similar to this. But currently in theaters, soon to be streaming for the rest of its life, is Jason Statham in A Working Man.